Okay, part three, and most likely this will be the final part of this whole thing. I want to go away from the transgender thing now and talk more about these terrorist actions and the youth of America and how does this shit keep happening? And not just the youth of America, but the youth of the world in general. Everything starts and begins at home. So if your parents are decent and they raise you properly, then we don't have to worry about you getting stupid and becoming a dumbass terrorist. Now, like I said, I'm not up to speed on everything because I've missed the news a couple of times. We got some stuff going on around here that's just been keeping us all away from what we've been doing normally. So my things are a little bit off, and I'm sorry for that. But what I will tell you is that, to the people in Istanbul, my prayers are to you. I hope everything is going well for your families that are victims, survivors, families. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Now, there are some things that, you know, I'm not I'm not really proud of that I have to say. And there are there things get complicated when you try to teach a young person something. Because forever, since the dawn of time, young people have always thought that us old people are just trying to preach to you or trying to live vicariously through you. Okay, that's a half truth. We are trying to live vicariously through you because we want you to live better than what we live. We want you to have it better than how we've had it. We want you to be able to be excited about your life without causing too much strife amongst humankind. However, in light of recent events, you know, in light of recent events, it's kind of hard to say where we go from here. I have put out many videos asking why people in my country are treasonistic and want to destroy what their grandparents came over here and built. And I can't say my grandparents. I can say my ancestors. But only my black and white ancestors came from somewhere else. Where my Native American ancestors have always been here. So, it's a complex situation. But I sit here and I turn around and there was the San Bernardino thing. There was the Florida thing. There was the thing before the San Bernardino thing. There was the thing after the San Bernardino thing. There was so many things with people getting... It goes all the way back to when I was a child in 1982 or 84, where the first thing we ever really had to deal with in America since Pearl Harbor was fucking TWA Airlines being taken hostage. And I remember specifically that the first dead man they threw off the plane was a black man. And that wasn't cool by any means necessary. And to that guy's family, I'm sorry for bringing that back up after all these years. But the fact of the matter is that the youth of America needs to be talked to. It needs to be given a stern, it needs to be given a stern talking to. And, like I said, it starts at home. And if we can't teach our kids the right way now, we're not allowed to discipline them the way I was disciplined. Because this thing right here, this thing worked mad wonders. This thing right here, it worked mad wonders. But this thing right here, boy, you need to be put into a timeout, young man, because a timeout is what you need. Alright, here's my policy on timeout, and I don't give a damn what you have to say about this in little comments. Timeout gives your kid 2 chances. It gives them the chance to think about what they've done and how to do it better the next time around, because there's no real consequences in sitting in timeout. And then the second thing in timeout, I guess you guys thought that both of those were the 2 things. No. See, the second thing in timeout, if you have a well-raised and disciplined kid, gives your kid the chance to reflect on, why did I do something that damn stupid? Now I don't get to play with my gadgets, or I don't get to do this. This is a part of my day that I can't get back. Now see, that's the wise and intelligent kid. We don't have any of those now. See, when I used to get grounded, I much rather had gotten an ass whooping. You know why? Because an ass whooping is 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes long, and while you're getting your ass whooped, you hear, "Didn't I tell you not to do that?" At least once or twice, if you can understand what the hell your parent is saying while they're beating your ass and mumbling over top of your crying. And like I said, 2 minutes. And this is between an open hand smack on the ass and a belt compared to a clenched fist. Now, I don't support child abuse. Let's get that straight right off the bat. I do not support child abuse. You should never hit your child with a clenched fist at any means necessary because a child can't defend itself. But, there are ways of disciplining kids and there are ways of not disciplining kids. And a kid has to understand that they are a child. They are not grown and they need to know where their place is. So for you who don't support what I said about the ass whooping, you probably never had an ass whooping in your life, or you've been one of those kids that was too stupid to catch, "I shouldn't do that," after the first 2 times you got an ass whooping for the same damn thing. I've never gotten an ass whooping for the same thing that I can recall, but I'm not going to say I've never got an ass whooping for the same thing from different parents. Because I have gotten at least 3 ass whoopings in one day from a mother, a grandmother, and an uncle. And we're not going to go there, but they know who they are. And I don't even remember what the hell I've done. But yes, I was once beaten with a Lone Ranger canoe. So anyway, like I said, I turned out fine. I haven't been to jail. I have been detained a couple of times, but who hasn't? And the thing on that is, when I went to the Army, I found out that I've been arrested more than 15 times. Supposing you're wondering, how does that work if you're not in jail? Okay, here's how the law works. If you have a speeding ticket or a summons to court, your ass has been arrested. Now, there's a difference between being arrested and being detained. See, when you're detained, you're in handcuffs and you're about to go to jail and do some time or be held overnight or whatever. And this varies from state to state, just so that you guys know. Because when I went to be enlisted, it's like, "Have you ever been arrested?" I was like, I thought when they said, "Have you ever been arrested?" I thought they meant, "Have you been locked up and put in jail?" Well, no. In that case, I had not been arrested. And then he goes into details of, "Well, have you ever had a speeding ticket? Have you ever had to go to court for anything?" And I say, "Yeah." He said, "Then your dumb ass has been arrested." I said, "Well, damn, man, I've been arrested like about 15 times for speeding tickets alone." So, yeah, hey, I own it. Speeding tickets, man. I have a Honda. And before that, I had a Ford. So, 2 of the fastest cars on the planet were Hondas and Fords. I didn't really deal with Dodges or anything like that. But, it was the only cars I ever owned. Honda and Ford. I had one Dodge in high school. And I had one Chevy in high school, which was a Nova. But I never got to use it. I never got to drive it. And we sold it for the Dodge Turismo. And then that died. And I got a Honda Festiva or Fiesta. It's a little box car. And I had 2 of them. And then I had my Honda CRX. And I have my Honda Civic now. So outside of that, I've never really had a super mega fast car. But my cars aren't slow. Which means, lead foot, shift gear, hey, I own it. I've been arrested. Speeding tickets, Now, the thing is, the consequences of that is, if you get enough of those damn things, they're going to take your license. So, yeah, I kind of cut back on the speeding a bit. Of course, I didn't have all these things back to back. I've gotten them over the years since I was 16, since I was legally able to drive. I think I caught my first speeding ticket when I was 16. I think I caught it like either the day before or the day after my birthday. I know I had just got my license. I know I was 16. I know I had caught a speeding ticket on 5th Street Extended trying to go to the bank to cash one of my checks from Kegler's or from Little Caesars. I don't really remember, but I know I got a ticket. So that was like my first ticket. No, I didn't save it. I was mad as hell because it was like $175, which was my entire check. So I had to pay that, which means my car payments were going to be late. Yeah. See the consequences of that? So I started to drive a little bit better. Then I had a couple of car accidents, which also taught me that I need to drive a little bit better. Also learn a little bit more about cars and ball tires would help. Now, as I said, everything starts at home. So if you're going to teach your kid right from wrong from the jump, then you don't have to worry about them becoming a gigantic jackass and being radicalized by these ISIC people. You don't have to worry about them becoming prejudiced towards transgender people or people of different races, making them a racist. But we in America, don't seem to want to follow the path that we were on at first with, spank your kid today so that the cops don't have to arrest him tomorrow, or let your kid do what the fuck he wants and then you're going to pay for it one way or another, which is basically what America has become. If we can't correct our children the way we were corrected, how do we stop our children from going to jail? Now, I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound completely racist, so just brace yourself for it because here it goes. A lot of us young people of color, specifically in the black community, think that going to jail is a badge of honor. Honestly, it should be a badge of shame. There ain't a damn thing good about going to jail. Because now you have to put this on your application. Yes, I was arrested for this, or I had a felony for that. And that also winds up taking you from the middle of the line to the back of the damn line. Now, I've never been arrested and detained. I've only been arrested. I will continue.